Are you struggling to figure out what you want to accomplish in the new year? In these 3 steps, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it when I was thinking about 2023 and what steps you can take so that you can make everything happen. Number 1 is identify your goals. This is when you're going to be looking at all the different areas that you already spend your time, whether it be your job, like your career, or your personal projects, things that you want to level up in your creative skills, your relationships with your friends and family, and anything that you want to do for your personal life. And from there, you're going to move up and think about the natural next step of where you want to take all of those different areas. I have here updating my portfolio because that is something that I definitely need to do after doing some work in the past few years, as well as being able to do a talk on productivity to creatives. And when thinking about how I want to upgrade my relationships, it just looks like a bunch of quality time that I want to spend with different groups. Now, all of these different areas are probably going to look a little bit different for you, but this is just to get you thinking about how everything that you're already doing can have a natural next step. And for life, I actually don't give myself a very clear goal right now because it's just something that I'd like to do and focus on, but it's not exactly needing to have a goal. So don't think that every single area needs to have a goal. Number 2 is to create a plan of action. Now that we have all of our different areas and of our goals, we're going to think about how this is all going to happen and how we'd like to make them happen. So with each of my areas, I go ahead and I add what possible projects I'm either committed to or would like to do in the new year. And for things like my client projects, those are things that I'm already committed to. Any personal projects that I want to do or accomplish in the new year, all of the different channels like YouTube, my blog, and Instagram are all projects that I'm focusing on, as well as the different groups of friends and family members that I want to spend time to. And as well as all the different things that I'm doing for myself. Because even though I don't have a goal, these are things that I'm spending time doing and it's going to be draining on my energy. So I need to see what the full capacity is in order for me to understand whether or not I can take on another thing, if it makes sense for another project, if it fits into my existing capacity, because then it will otherwise it might distract me from accomplishing what I've already set out to do. And with each of these projects, to break it down even further, I think about all of the different deliverables or stories or tasks that I need to do in order for making these projects complete. Now, I lay these all out on a roadmap that I actually help all of my clients execute on in my coaching program. And this also makes everything feasible and makes it a lot less scary because now you're creating boundaries with yourself. For one of my client projects, if I already know the client, I'm not going to give them all of the deliverables that I can just because there might be a limitation on time. There are things that you can consider and say, no, it's not going to be possible in order to make it based on the budget that you have. And seeing all the different tasks and deliverables all at a glance in a single roadmap just makes it easier and less scary because now it's not this unknown of how much time you need to take on anything, and it makes it a lot easier for you to feel like you're going to take action on it as well as committing to it because you know that every single step is important and it serves a purpose. Now that we've identified all of our goals as well as created a plan for how we want to achieve them in the new year, now we can just stay motivated and on task by bringing everything into Notion. Now, it can, as a disclaimer, this part can seem really tedious at first, but once you have all of your projects and all of the tasks that you need to focus on, it becomes a lot easier to come across every week, every day, so that you know exactly that everything that you have in your system are things that you're choosing to take on and that you're accepting into your life and your capacity. So I'm gonna jump into Notion right now and show you exactly how I bring all of this into my system. So I'm going to start off with a very brand fresh new Notion page just to show you what this looks like to build it from the ground up. And I create about 4 databases, one for goals, one for areas, one for projects, and the last one for tasks. Now, this, I think the most of the time is just spent entering all of the different items within the databases, as well as relating them back to the level up above them. So for career, I have it connected to my client project 1, project 2, project 3, and within all of those different sections, I'm able to filter it so that I can only focus on that area or only focus on a single project whenever I'm entering all those things, and it becomes a heck of a lot easier. So this is where I'm adding in all of the different tasks in, so that if I'm only within client project 1, I only need to enter the tasks for client project 1, and it automatically feeds into the full tasks database. Now, doing this makes it really easy to enter tasks in for individual projects, and it also aligns to when I do get new projects within the year that I'm only focusing on that one project at a time. But having all of those tasks in a single database makes it easier for me to see my full capacity and also keep track of all the things that I'm getting done in the year. So it just makes it a lot easier for me to keep track of. I can also set some recurring dates in here as well. Notion just came out with this feature of recurring tasks. So this is something that I'm experimenting with this year. Especially for things that I want to do regularly, like meditation, chores every week. And this just makes it a lot easier for me to know that my tasks are coming from projects, that come from areas, that come from goals that I want to accomplish in the year. And whenever I'm coming to this, I can just pull up my tasks and just look at the calendar or the upcoming tasks that I have scheduled for the next upcoming week, and I don't have to get overwhelmed with everything that I have to do, or even wonder if this is the right thing that I need to be doing. So hopefully this is really helpful. I especially love seeing all of my projects in a timeline view, because not only am I being mindful of any vacations or trips that I'm taking on in the upcoming year, but it just makes it easier for me to create padding if, say, I'm going to be exhausting myself on vacation and I need some space before starting a new client project. So I add all of the different properties to either my tasks or my projects depending on how granular I want to be, and that can be like estimated time it's going to take me, when I'm actually going to do the task, when I need to be finished with it, if there's any deadlines, and I rearrange it so that the tasks and the projects are at the top, because those are the things that I'm focusing on every single day and every single week. So that is my full Notion build of the tasks, projects, areas, and goals. I'm going to link this in the description below so that you have access to it as well and can see how it works together. So those are the 3 steps that you can use to take to get motivated in setting creative business goals in 2023. Start by identifying your goals, create a plan with very clear stories and projects to make it happen, as well as staying motivated and by reviewing it on a regular basis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, no laughing. No laughing.